email system is acting wonky. So welcome and thank you to our wonderful Google partners who make all of this happen. Please look at this, and whoever invited you, that's who you reach out to, because they absolutely can help you with any questions afterwards. They have the team there to support you, and they truly have the boots on the ground and know the local community on who to refer and who to recommend. And I'm all about doing business locally. So I would much rather that you do that, because they're a resource right there for you, and they're free. They're free, okay? No better resource than that. So we're going to be talking about how you can thrive at e-commerce. Now, you've heard me say hello, but you may not have heard my name. My name is Maria Elena Duron. I am a professional trainer, been on the Google team for about 7 years, but I own a small business because the Google team was very much wanted people who knew what it was like to grow from the grassroots up and have to be still butcher, baker, candlestick maker, and now be the chief CEO of e-commerce, the chief analyst, the chief AI person, the chief marketer. So I know how to juggle this as well as still serving clients. So this is not just theory or stuff I've studied. This is actual practical tips. I've been 15 years in international e-commerce, and I've been 20 years in business. I've actually received the Texas Governor's Excellence in Small Business Award. So I'm coming to you with experience that you're not going to get from just the slides. Okay, I just wanted to let you know that. Could not do a brain dump there, but if you want to connect with me, you can find me on Twitter. The first handle there under my name and title, Maria Duron, Duron, is where you can find me on Twitter. And then also the Get Found Got Growth is how you can find me on Instagram. And if you want to tag me, I'll give you extra visibility and love by retweeting, reposting, or sharing you in my stories so you get a little bit more visibility. Where did you drop the slide file? Slide file, not, are you talking about the link to get the slides? Because I'm not understanding, you dropped the slide file. Because right above that, Lee, is the link to where you could get. Okay, perfect. No worries. That's where you ask. I'm glad we were able to get that clarified. Perfectly. I'm glad you found it. Again, this is who I am, and I'm excited to be here for you. All right, let's go ahead and jump in, everybody. The recording's going. We are going to be talking today about, as I said, thriving in e-commerce. So I'm going to show you how and make sure that you are utilizing all the free Google tools that you have available to you. Now, very key, I said free, so I'm not here to sell you Google ads. Everything that I'm talking about today is 100% free, available to you through your free Gmail account. So a Gmail account is free, and if you don't have one, you don't want one, not to worry. You can still have a free Google account using your current email and creating a password, so you can have a free Google account to have access to all of these. All right, everything is free. So anyway, Natasha, really, I mean, I would rather you not, because then it could be outdated. And the reason I say that is if you share it on your website, I mean, if you want to, I can't stop you from that at all. But I will tell you that the algorithm and the platform is ever changing. In fact, that's why I like people to be on my email list, because every Wednesday I do the Google update. And even today, there is 17 minutes worth of updates that happen. I know it's fast and furious, and so I don't want anybody to get frustrated with me or with you and saying, well, that didn't work. I tried it. And then now you're stuck trying to help them. And again, I can't stop you if you want to share it and you're excited. I want you to share exciting tidbits. You want to take a screenshot. But when you share the whole thing, they take that as this is the guide. And then it becomes something where now we're both like, uh-oh, that was a week ago and it's changed 24 hours ago sometimes, right? So let's go ahead and dive in. But thank you for asking. I really appreciate you asking, Natasha. All right, we're going to talk about how you can use all the free tools you have available to you, how you can set yourself up for success. And I always end with a recap and resources so that you can apply what you learn. There is a myth out there that knowledge is power, and it is not. It is not powerful until it's applied. So let's go ahead and dive in, everybody. First, let me know. Are you a brick and mortar store? Use the number 1 if you're just brick and mortar, 2 if you're only e-commerce, 3 if you're both. Drop that in the chat and I'll know exactly how to pace out what I'm doing today. All right. I see a lot of e-com, some mix, some brick and mortar. All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm only doing markets. When you say markets, Jessica, do you mean like eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Fair? Which, when you say markets, I'm curious what you mean. I just want to make sure that I'm translating it the same way that you're meaning it. Sorry. Just let me know, Jessica. All right. Local farmers markets. Got it. Got it. Local farmers markets. Perfect. All right. So in person, in person. Absolutely. Art walks. Perfect. All right. Anybody else want to share? One, you are brick and mortar. Two, you're e-commerce. Three, you're both. All right. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. I love local farmers markets. Man, that's beautiful. So much when I can do local business, right? Business locally. All right. I want you, you don't have to put this in the chat unless you feel that you're just called to do that. But list three things that you want people and customers to know about your business. Let's say that, I'm introducing you to somebody and I am telling them about the first time or telling them for the first time about you. So I'm telling them about you. What do you want me to say? Because I do know that when people say, oh my gosh, this is Maria, and let her tell you what she does, that is code for I have no idea what she does. I hope she can fill us all in. So you need to have a message that people can carry and share with their circle of influence. So what three things do you want them to know and say when they are describing you? And you know when you've done it well, when they can describe you better than you can describe you, and they even put a testimonial in there. And you know you're not doing it well when they say, oh, let them say what they have, right? Community, perfect. Amina, thank you for sharing that. Helps people live a healthier lifestyle, focused on sustainability in all facets, and it's community driven. See how quickly, perfect. Non toxic, perfect. Again, three things you want them to know about your business, right? What's most important for them to know about your business? If I've only got 30 seconds to a minute to influence somebody who could influence 500 people that could be your potential customer, what would you want me to say? What is the message that you need to be very portable? All right. So how many of you, because I did see a lot of people in here said that they're e-commerce only. And so I'm curious, how many of you actually have a Google business profile? Let me know by, again, I'm going to use the number 4 this time just to keep it separate a little bit in case people are just jumping in. Number 4, do you have a Google business profile? All right. Woo, woo, a lot of users here. Perfect. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. Jessica, thank you for telling us. I love this. I love everybody sharing about their business. I do believe that you never know who somebody is, who they influence, or who they'll become. Perfect, Marnie. Thank you. Look at that. All right, so with a Google business profile, it's a chance for you to control what people see in Google search and maps. And that's important because we know that people, 92%, not 92, sorry, it's 84% find by mobile device, but it's actually 97% find through Google. Google's still the #1 search engine in the world, with YouTube as #2, and both are owned by Google. So it's important for us as small businesses to know how search works, how to get found in maps, because we need to be there when people are ready to know, go, do, or buy from us. So this is what it looks like on mobile. Now, a lot of you may be asking, why would I want to be on search and maps if I have an e-commerce business? Is that a question for anybody? If it is, let me know in the chat box. If you don't have one, this is where you go to get your Google business profile. You logged into your Google account and you'll go to google.com/business. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the chat since I don't see that on the slide, but you can find it there. That's how you can get there. And this is how you can set that up. Oh, it was on the next slide. See, there you go. We moved it around. So absolutely, you can have a Google business profile. Even as an e-commerce shop, you can have a Google business profile. What? All right. How can you do that? Well, I encourage businesses, especially people who are starting out businesses, that in order for you to nail it before you scale it, you have to be able to have at least something where you're competitive nation or worldwide, especially if your e-commerce shop reaches that far. Well, in order for you to do that as a brand alone, not as an e-commerce shop, so you're not selling products, maybe you're providing services, maybe you're providing, like I saw somebody had virtual accounting, you need at least 60 5-star reviews to be able to compete nationally. That's hard to do if you just launch out big nationally. But if you use Google Business Profile for the superpower and the hyper-local focus that it has, you can reach out to people who know you through church, who know you through volunteer, kids taekwondo, out from daycare, school and PTO or PTA, who are friends with you, who went to college with you, went to high school with you. You can reach out to people who still may not know exactly your business, but they know your work ethic, they know who you are, and they're absolutely happy to help you. And now you can build those 65-star reviews. For those of you in e-commerce, we need a minimum of 125-star reviews in order to compete nationally. Google won't let you have a business profile. Oh, it will. It will. So tell me what your business is, Lee, because that's a common myth that Google won't do that. But a lot of times it's how we actually submit our information to Google. So let me know. All right, so how you can keep your profile current. For those of you who have a profile, once you're verified it, now you can manage all of it. So you do have to verify that you're an owner. Oh, well, okay. Yes, you cannot. So, all right, Fire Ammunition has some different rules. So I'm going to write that down, Lee, because will you make sure when you get a copy of today's slides, when the replay's emailed to you, you email me back and I will lead you through the guidelines on that, Lee, because yes, ammunition is a little bit different. Absolutely. So I apologize. I thought you were just talking e-commerce alone, but no, there are certain shops and professions where it is restricted a little bit, and unfortunately so. So let me go ahead and make sure that I walk you through that. All right. All right, so how you can keep your profile current is once you're logged into the Google account that you created it, you verified that you're the owner, you're ready to go. So yeah, CBD, I think so. I mean, not I think, I know that. I just don't know the restrictions right offhand. Yes, home-based as well. Google's been very, yes, because you can suppress your address. So for those of you who are home-based or think, well, I just don't want my location to show up, maybe you have a warehouse or a storage, nothing public facing, you can still go ahead and suppress. You can have a Google business profile to be able to show and showcase those 5-star reviews, but you don't have to show your address. You can suppress it on Google Maps. So absolutely right, Lakeisha. So you want to make sure that all of this is correct. Now, all of this, the reason I'm spending any time here is you guys may have heard of AI, right? AI, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. Well, do know that Google search launched with search assisted AI. That's known as generative search. And that is launched out to the US and to Canada. Now, where is it getting its answers for AI? So for Google Gemini, where is it pulling its answers? It's pulling it from the Google Business Profile. It's the number one location where Google actually, and Google's AI, Google Gemini, is pulling the information. And it's important for you to keep that information up to date, correct, as well as fill it out completely. Like, are you using all the functions of questions and answers? Because that's the number one thing that's actually pulled in with generative search. So making sure that our name, our address, and our phone number is correct is really important. Oh, Ross, okay, make sure then that you reply to the email that I send you when I send you a copy of today's slides so I can send you more details. Okay, so I can't go into those details right now because I don't have them in front of me, but I will definitely do that. Okay, thank you, Ross. All right, we do know that people also are looking for who might have that brand locally and who might be open now. This is really important. This is a strong algorithm actually factor is if you're open now. So if you're open, if you're showing you're open, it's actually going to showcase you higher in search. And when I say higher, remember what I said, 84% of us go here first when we're ready to do something. And when we scroll, we'll scroll about 2 deep, and that's as far as we'll go. So you want to show up higher, and you have a chance to show up higher if you're open. But here's the caution. Know that Google does call and check this. So if you say you're open 24/7, then hopefully you're answering the phone at 4 o'clock in the morning when Google bot decides to call out to you to verify that you're open. Because if it calls and you don't answer, then it's going to put you lower in search because you're not really open. So it is looking for actual open hours. No, you can put a close time. Yes, Natasha, see, it can get a little dangerous there. So you want to make sure that you're showing it when your actual hours are. All right. So when you're available to take a call if you need to. All right. So just do that because now you'll show up higher. You want to do those actual times. Now, if you are by appointment only, feel free in the description to say, but you're by appointment only. Just know that you're not going to have the assist of that ranking factor, which is, are you open now? Okay. Now, understand that you can use your Google Business Profile to showcase your products. How many of you do that? Let me know with the number one. Are you showing your products on Google Business Profile? Because you can showcase them there. And it's a place where people like to go when they need something immediate. You know, they're ready to know, go, do, or buy. Perfect. Okay. So we got Eric showing there. Absolutely. And when they can see that and you have a special offer, don't we all love to buy when there's an opportunity or a sale that maybe we only have a limited time and access to? So what you can do is you can do updates to show what your latest offers are or latest specials. So when you do an update, you're actually going to go through your Google Business Profile and you'll add an update. You can add an offer or even event. Even in today, this webinar could be considered an event, and you may want to put it on there, which it'll be visible on Google Search and Maps until the actual event starts. The offer will be there and visible until the offer actually runs out. So you can put all of your product there. And why wouldn't you want to put your products there? It's a chance first for people to be able to review you. Remember what I said about the importance of those 5-star reviews. 60 for a regular brand. If you're branding, 120 for an e-commerce. But now it's a chance for them to look at Google Images when they're using Google Lens, right? Google Lens is an AI that Google's had on Android phones forever, and you can snap a picture and it'll do a visual search. People may do that. Let's say they're at a farmer's market right now, you know, and they see that you have a nice spice rub and they want to know if they can buy it from you online or how to contact you or call you because they just don't want their hands taken up while they're there at the farmer's market. They're too busy eating what they want. They're not ready to go home with stuff, but they want to know if you have stuff or they want to share you with their friends. If they can take a picture of that rub that you have or that product and they can find you and now they can share you with friends, they can give you a call. They don't have to come shop online. So e-commerce means that they may just see you online, but they may not actually buy you online, but at least you're visible when they're ready to know, go, do, or buy. They can read reviews and make a decision whether or not they want to do business with you. People put a lot of stock into third-party validation. They can look and see whether or not and they can ask you questions. Do you respond to messages? I mean, and that's very important because how many of us want to speak to a business that won't listen to us and won't reply, right? And we can also answer questions. A lot of questions here. And this is important. Just let me give you a real quick rundown on Q&A and how that works. You can post your own question as the owner of the business or the owner of the Google Business Profile. You can post your own answer. That's totally legit. You can do that. You can give yourselves one uptick. So that's one thumbs up. You need 3 upticks. You cannot do 3 yourself. You need 2 other Google accounts to give you 2 upticks to get the most visibility on your Q&A, and absolutely generative search pulls from Q&A when it's looking for what somebody is searching for, okay? All right, so we want to realize that getting reviews, just like Natasha said here, is really important. There's a lot of stock in that, so it's important for us to respond to it. You know, you say yes and thank you for a great review, because most businesses, 97% of businesses, do not say thank you for a good review. So it's a great way for you to stand out head and shoulders above everybody. And do know also that we focus on the negative. Understand there's a lot of trolls out there, have all the time in the world, and we don't have the time to respond to them. But I do see some businesses that'll say, I don't see you on our customer list. So they will at least show that they're listening. If you do get a negative review, do respond to it. Okay, because a lot of times it's just a request. That complaint is just a request in another format. Okay, so a lot of times when you listen to them, it gives you a chance to de-escalate it and even turn them into an advocate. But at least it shows to everybody lurking that you listen, and we don't want to do business with any business that doesn't listen to us. So you can ask for reviews. You have links there to take them to your Google Business Profile. You can showcase those products. This is what I really wanted to take you to, is you can showcase your product there. You can put a description there. You can put a buy now button, call now, learn more. However, right, you can't make everybody happy, Natasha. You sure can't. But if you're on top of it and responsive and listening, all of us seeing you for the first time and checking you out will see that as well. So you could put your products up here. You don't even have to have a website. You can still use this, like especially who the I can't remember the first name of her. Jessica, is it with the farmers market? Man, you could put your products all here and just let them know that every Friday you're at the farmers market, but at least they know what you could have. Maybe you have breads, maybe you have specific mixes or salsas that you do. Okay. Now, if you have a brick and mortar store and it has UPC codes on your actual product, you can actually scan those. Yes, Jessica, you absolutely can. So now let's say, I'm there and you have something and I want to share you with a friend. So I might snap it on Google Lens or just look for you here, find it, and then share it with a friend. And if you have, let's say, maybe you have different kind of bread size loaves. So it could be anywhere from $4 to $38 a loaf. It really depends on the size. You can still put that range. So understand when it says putting your price here, you can put a description and a range. You don't have to get so specific of saying this one's this way unless you want to. Unless you want to upload every kind of variance, you can do that too. And some people like to, Jessica, because they just want to dominate Google. So they want every size and form there. Okay, so if you have a brick and mortar store, you have UPC codes, you can use Pointy with Google.com. This is free as well. And you can use this just to scan it and we'll immediately add it to your Google business profile too. These are the how-tos. Remember, if you want a copy of today's slides, while the session is going on, you can right here go to this link that I'm dropping right here in the chat and you can get a copy of the slides so you'll have exactly how Pointy works if you need those instructions. Now, consider Pointy again if you've got a UPC code. They have to have UPC code, but now you can see everything that's there. And again, at that bottom left-hand corner is how you can use Pointy. So there's even an how-to there if you want to go there directly and not just get a copy of the slides. It's up to you, all right? But you can use this to put your products, to put your updates, your offers. So any of those things that you want to, maybe you want to give them a heads up that you're getting a new product in. So they're getting a little exclusive sneak peek. You can also list your products on Google. How many of you are using Google's Merchant Center? Put the number 1 if you're using Google's Merchant Center. This actually puts you into Google Shopping. Now, a lot of people believe that Google Shopping are Google Shopping ads. That's a part of Google Shopping. That's not everything of Google Shopping. You can use Google Shopping for free. You do not have to do ads. Now, of course, if you want to promote it and actually boost it out there, you can do ads, but you don't have to, all right? So I see, all right, we've got some people who, Lisa, thank you. So you're utilizing this. Are you using, have you posted, so you've uploaded, you connected it, or are you using Shopify? Sometimes Shopify, WooCommerce, some of the other content management systems that are connected for this do that automatically once you set it up, but you need to connect the two. So it's not automatic without the connection. You have to connect it. But you can see how your products show up. Okay, so you can see this in Google search. It's a great way for it to show up in Google search if you want to use Google Merchant Center. But this is what's even better now. Understand, for Merchant Center, just so you know, that Jessica, you couldn't use this because they'd have to be able to check out now online. You have to be able to sell them directly online. So this is really for somebody who has a shop where you can take and do transactions online. But you'll see that even for free, so you don't have to use the ads, once you connect it, you can be in Google Shopping. That's comparison shopping. So let's say I want to find how many things are on sale and they're between $250 and $600, and there's a brand, I just love unique vintage. So I'm going to look for that brand. I can look there. Now understand, if you don't put your photos in and up, you're connected to Google Merchant Center, then you're not going to show up here. If you don't put your photos into your Google business profile, you're not going to show up in Google Images or Google Lens as well. So we want to show up in Google Images because, see, some people are very visual. They just want to shop and look and see if it matches what they saw, right? Is it just like something that I saw? Important to know, because we saw 2020 TikTok just took off. So we know we're very visual, right? So this is how Merchant Center works. You can create an account using your Google account, your Gmail, or your free Google account that you set up. It is free to upload your products and show them there. The only part that's paid are ads. Of course, for advertising, you've got to pay for those. Can we configure pickup services with Google Shop? The person shops online but picks it up in store. Yes, but that would actually have to, Amina, would have to be on your checkout. So when you do that, I don't think you can do that on Google. So there's some who want to do checkout just on Google. So you can do that. You can see, let me go back to that screen because you see it here. Where is it? oh, I'm sorry, here, right here, look at the left there, and you see show only buy on Google. So if you want to buy it on Google, then no, you have to absolutely have them, you have to send it to them. But say it on your site, and let me double check that because I know buy on Google saw some changes. All right. Amina, I want you also to reply to the email I sent you because I need to double check that because there were some changes yesterday that came through about buy on Google, but I didn't read them in depth. So reply to me, okay? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So you can see the images here. Sell options restrictions. Marnie, again, if you'll reply to my email, because with CBD and ammunition, I don't have those readily in front of me to answer you, and I don't want to tell you anything wrong. So I want to make sure I have the exact details. Perfect. You're welcome. You're very welcome. All right. So you can show up in Google Images. And see, you could check buy on Google if you want to do that, or you can see and shop what's on sale. So people can do comparison shopping here, which they like to do, especially if they're being very, very watchful of a certain brand or a certain budget that they want to keep with. Okay. But this is important. They need to be able to check out from your website. All right. It says from your local store. So Amina, I'm thinking that you could, but again, I don't want to guess. I want to make sure I get the actual details to you because we've got to follow, whatever Google has actually put out. I can't push them to do anything else, much as I'd like to sometimes. So you can add products directly in a merchant center just by adding products one at a time, or you can create a product feed. If you look there to the right for multiple products, there's an already made for you template in there where all you have to do now is have that template, you add things to that template, or you might already have a spreadsheet and you just need to make sure that all of the titles and the headings are right, so it's pulled out into the feed and now it can be seen. So remember, the products need to be available for direct purchase. That's really important. You have to have a secure checkout process and you have to have a visible return policy. If you don't have a visible return policy, you will not be approved to have any of your products showcased in Google Merchant Center. And remember, this is not ads. This is just using Merchant Center. So you need all those three criteria to make sure that you are able to showcase and now take advantage of all of the search that happens within Google. So how can you set yourself up for success? You can be ready. Show those photos. Let people know, if you have a location and you're hidden, take those photos so they can find their way in. Maybe they're coming in from a very, very crowded parking lot or a place where it's not really clear where your storefront is. Maybe if they're coming to your farmer's market, Jessica, where exactly is your booth? Maybe I need to walk a few steps and it's not readily available when I enter from the parking lot. So again, this is important for us to get ready and really think about somebody who's looking for the first time and what do they need to not get into any pitfalls and getting lost, right? And now not finding us. We also need to make payment processing very simple. So understand that we are more likely to press any of these buttons that you see on that mobile phone than we are to get off our butt and to go get our credit card. Many of us don't have our credit card memorized, and this is the easiest way, is to connect with something that we already have. Plus, there's a sense of actual, security because we know these, we know PayPal, we know Google Pay, we know Shop Pay, and so we feel comfortable with using those as checkouts, especially when we're working with somebody where we may not know their business very well. So we're still building trust as a business with them, and they want to make sure that they're using a trustworthy way to be able to put their payment information. And learn from my Google marketing. Oh, Eric, you can definitely come here, and then I will absolutely, when I email you, share resources, but you can come here to upcoming events right there. You can check there. You can also Google it too. Okay, because there's a lot that Google nationally does put out as well. But again, if you want something where you're working with us, where you can actually get with your Google partner that invited you to, Eric, let them know what you need and they're happy to bring their expert in, okay? All right, so you can make payment process early, and we need to think mobile first. This is important. Think mobile. Remember what I said at the top of this whole talk is that people, 84%, go to mobile first. In fact, when I was working with the Amazon team, they built out for mobile first, and then when they had and were done with that, then they built out for desktop. Mobile is first. In fact, there are some sites now that you go to that say they're not even viewable on mobile. I mean, on desktop, only on mobile. Okay. Now, for those of you handling e-commerce, look at these email flows, because how many of you are using email flows? This is the unsung hero that a lot of people don't utilize in their e-commerce. Remember what I said about that I've been in international commerce for 15 years. So I understand what it means to be able to look at your abandoned cart rate, your abandoned checkout rate, to look at your engagement rate, which used to be, well, you used to look at bounce rate, but that isn't even what people measure anymore. It's really looking at your engagement rate, because we may go from one phone, one screen, maybe to the laptop, to my smart TV, and it's a bounce because I'm bouncing from my device, but I'm still the same person. So if, as long as I'm engaged, that engagement rate is really a true measure of whether or not what we have on our site resonates with the person who is shopping. So there's that. You can have suggested, you can have SMS marketing, there is quiz marketing. There's just so many, of course, social media marketing, but email is oftentimes what people do forget. And in e-commerce, this is huge. Email marketing first helps us make sure that we stay in relationship. It gets us the zero party data that we need, which means that's data directly from the customer. Understand that cookies are going away. People are being very, very strict. You'll see now that you can opt out, you can reject all the cookies. So it's hard to track and get to know your customers. And even though it's on us to become experts on our customers, then we need to have more information on them. And we can get that through email marketing. It's a great way to get returning customers. So if you've had subscriptions or something that's consumable, this is how to get people back. People are able to get more returning customers with email marketing and SMS, which is text marketing, than anything else. And really, when I say text marketing is great at getting their attention. About 58% of us will buy and click on a text, but for most part, the rest will look at a text and remember that they need to go look for that email with that offer, that special, or that highlighted product coming in. Okay, so email marketing is also very important. I still see a high conversion with email than e-commerce. Absolutely. Um, my favorite, Jessica, is Attentive. There's a lot out there, but I love Attentive. And Klaviyo, CKL, let me write that down here. Klaviyo is also good because it does email and text marketing as well. So it does both of those. And it does a great job tracking, especially if you've got an e-commerce store and you're using Shopify or WooCommerce or BigCommerce. Klaviyo is really one of the best with e-commerce. Right. If it goes to spam, Natasha, about a week ago, well, actually, it's in process right now. You do have to make sure that all of your email coming from your email marketing comes from your actual domain name. Once you do that, it should get out of spam. It may still land in the promotions tab, though. So here are the 8 that you want to make sure that you have, though. These are the ones, these flows are what they're called. So they're actual campaigns that happen when somebody comes to your e-commerce shop. Okay. So you say welcome series, right? Welcome series is the welcome. Hello. Thank you for coming to our site. You're here. Wonderful. Excited to have you. Site abandonment means that they have left your site, right? They left the site. They click the X. So you'll see that happen a lot when people are on, let's say, a site and you're going for the X. You're about to tap it, or your mouse. Let's say you're on a desktop or laptop. You're dragging your mouse up there. All of a sudden, a pop-up will come up. That is because they are trying to capture people who are going into site abandonment or browse abandonment. So they're Xing out of the site. Browse abandonment, they're not browsing. They're not looking anymore at your site. Maybe they've got another tab out and they're not paying any attention. So there's inactivity on your site. So you can see that as well. What is cart abandonment? Cart is just like it sounds like. They put everything into the cart and now they abandon it. Think of the grocery store with the empty things melting in the grocery cart. That's when they abandon a cart. Checkout abandonment is different. Okay, so cart abandonment, people may abandon it just because I'm comparison shopping. I'm not sure if I want this or that. That's might be why they abandon a cart. They're not really yet sold on you. Checkout means they were sold on you. They're it because checkout abandonment means they put their email address in, they put their address in, they just haven't put the payment information in. That's what's been abandoned, is the payment information. And something has caused them either to second guess themselves or to not trust you. It could be that maybe your lines of text are just a little bit skewed and now they're wondering if it's a phishing site. They don't see any testimonials, so they don't know that you're really good. Now they're wondering, how long have you been in existence and where are you actually located? Are you showing all of those things? That might be why they leave checkout abandonment. It could also be because you make them get up to get their credit card and they want Shop Pay, Amazon Pay, or PayPal, or Google Pay, or Apple Pay. They want another way to do it and they're not going to get up for any anything to get their credit card. Thank you, of course, thank you. That's a purchase. Somebody purchased. So a welcome series could be that they just came to your site and they want to stay up to date on offers and information or the latest products or services coming in. But a thank you means that they signed up for something and either they wanted to download it or they did buy from you. So there's been a conversion action, which a conversion could be they left their email address, signed the contact form, downloaded the PDF, but they did something successful on your site. Replenishment is just like it sounds. You know, if I've got something, let's say I'm selling supplements and every 30 days there's only 30 pills for it, then they need to replenish and I need to remind them because I don't want them to get off the habit of being a part of our product and taking our product. And then sunset, just so that you know, sunset means that that's just it. You know, it's been 8 emails, it's been 3 months, and they've not opened any of the emails you've sent or responded. So now's the time to say, you know what, if you don't want to, I don't want to pester you, I don't want to stress out your inbox. I just want to know if you don't want to hear from us, it's okay, but I want to let you know if you don't reply to this, so we're just going to take you off of our list. You will find that this, actually the sunset campaign and flow is one of the highest revenue generating ones because people will realize, oh, I've been meaning to do this all this time and I don't want to fall off their list. Let me buy something. And they will. It is the one that is the most productive out of all the 4. It's almost like right a little bit above the welcome series. That's how effective it is. Plus, it also helps us because once we get rid of the emails who don't want to see us, it actually helps the rate, our open rate, which means now that email and Google, so the email service providers and Google actually see that we send quality information, and it gives us a better chance that we're going to stay out of the spam folder. Okay? But wish list instead, it's not sure it gives wrong vibe. I hear you, Natasha. I've done it for, you've mentioned excluding getting up to get that credit card. I hear you, Regina, right? Off current topic, how many reviews did you say we need to move up in the search? Lakeisha, for a brand only, so like a service-based brand, or maybe your, authority brand, so you want to publish things, maybe you're an author. It's 60 5-star reviews. For an e-commerce store, it's 120 5-star reviews, okay? Great questions, though, everybody. Thank you for letting me know, too. Now, if you have a store, go to this site. This is 100% free through Google, and it will let you know where your growth opportunities are in your store and where you may be missing it. It could be, you know what, it's taking you 3 seconds to load on a mobile device, and even e-commerce stores, their limit is 1.8 seconds. People will wait 1.8 seconds for your e-commerce store to load on a mobile device, and if it doesn't, then half of them, 53%, will go down the road. They'll leave you and never come back. And for every second over that 1.8 seconds, you'll lose another 10% of the people that came to your site. So it could be that, but maybe there's something else. Maybe you have a great upsell opportunity that you're not aware of, or maybe you didn't realize. When I look at this, I didn't realize when people buy the grass, they also buy the little basin. I didn't realize that most of the time, 92% do that. I should offer that as an upsell saying, hey, if you buy the basin, then you get the cleaning fluids that go with it, or the cleaning supplies, or the special container storage unit for it. So you have some opportunities there, and it can give you and let you know exactly what's missing. This is 100% free through Google, okay? So you'll go to g.co/growmystore. If you're trying to figure out what new markets, maybe you're here in your local market, but now you're expanding, and maybe you just service just the lower areas of the southern US, or maybe you serve Illinois. You just stay within the state of Illinois because that's where you can control and keep your shipping costs down. But you're thinking about going out further. Or maybe you're in the US and you're thinking of Canada, Mexico. Maybe you're thinking of France or Spain. You can go to g.co/market finder, click get started. So you'll get started there. It will ask you, are you looking for new markets within the US or globally? So you'll see that right in front of you. You'll put your actual website address in there. So the next screen, I don't have a photo of it, but it will be putting your actual website address. So put that in there because it needs to know what products you provide and a little bit more about your business. and your offerings, and then it can recommend to you the top markets that actually are where you could focus on, because maybe you have limited time and resources, so you can't go everywhere. And even though you could ship from the US, somebody from Germany is not going to want to pay additional $150 because there's customs and taxes, and now you have to ship it over there for them. They would much rather buy if they can get it locally, so they're getting it from a local warehouse. So you could use this to decide where is the best place that you could put your time, energy, and money, right? So which is the best market for that? And what I like about that even though you can Google that, all of this is available to you right here. So it's really leaning into your actual website and looking into what are the markets. So you see those top 3 recommended markets. If I clicked on one of the markets, let's say I clicked on Germany, then it would give me the country profile. So I'd have an idea of the corruption perception index. How much is the chance that my shipment and my truck, so my actual container of items, may get raided, or may not actually make it there, or that I will actually get charged the right amount, or there will be another tax that's put on top of it. What's the median age? What's the population breakdown? I can also look at the economic profile, get an idea about their purchasing power, what their growth is, what their home income, disposable income, what does inflation look like there. I can also find out what trading across the borders looks like. So I can tap on the logistics tab and actually get a good look into, what I have to do to actually do business there. Is it worth my while, my time, energy, and money, given the opportunity in the market? And then I can see how many people are online, how many people are actually shopping online, because it may be a beautiful market for me had I had a brick and mortar shop, or if I was in a marketplace. But online, they may not have as many people online. Maybe they don't have as consistent or as prevalent, like we do in the US, access to being able to go online. Okay, so again, what's the usage? I can also see their purchase behavior and get a chance to see, what devices do they use? If everything that I'm doing is perfectly good for Android and iOS, which is Apple, then that's great. But let's say it's something where the app itself is just with Android, then I may need to look and see whether or not they even utilize Android in the area and what they actually purchase on their devices. Or are they more desktop compared to laptop? Okay, so those might be the things that I need to keep in mind. Now, before I go to recap and resources, are there any questions? Because I am going to bring up Google Analytics real quick, because if you're not measuring, you're not marketing, basically is what it is. And I know I'm going to go into more depth about this tomorrow, because I'm doing I'm doing tomorrow, make your website work for you. So I am going to be talking about how you can set your website up. It's actually later today. I've got a talk where I am doing a talk on how to make better business decisions with analytics. And I do that quite a bit. So please ask for it if you want me to do that again. But I will show you some things, and I'm going to go to a live demo. So I apologize. It's taking me a moment to bring this up. It is because I have to switch screens. Okay, let me go into the right analytics account so you can see some things. All right. And we're going to go into Google Analytics 4. Remember, if you don't have Google Analytics 4 set up, Universal Analytics was sunset on July 1st, and it is no longer recording accurate data. Okay? Just want to make sure you know that. Okay, let me go here to a live demo. All right. Now, what you can do here is you can see when you go into analytics, you drop into analytics, this is what it looks like now. So for those of you using Universal Analytics, remember it's not updated anymore since July 1st. This is going to look totally different. But you can have a chance to see exactly how many people you have visit. So this is kind of giving you the snapshot. Now you can go here to the reports. If you go to the left, just like all the other Google tools, on the left is where our navigation margins is and all of the different tabs we have. We can click on reports, and now it'll bring up reports. It'll give us a chance to see, how are we doing on these different business objectives. So these are already preloaded in to Google Analytics, because it knows this is what most people are looking for when they're trying to figure out whether their analytics are working or whether their website's working and what people are doing. So they're really trying to figure out and understand their customer better. So I can go in here and look at the engagement rate. I just click and I use the search bar. So see how easy this is? Understand that that's why we went to GA4. Universal Analytics was great and I loved it, but I knew my way around it backwards and forwards. Not all of us have the time to do that, right? We're taking care of our customers as well as being janitor and the chief baker. So because of that, you can now go to search and look for what you're looking for. So on this particular website, 44.4% is their engagement rate. Remember what I said about bounce rate is no longer accurate, because if I bounce from my phone to my laptop, does it mean that I'm not interested anymore? No, it means that I am interested, but now I've gone from my phone and I want to go to a bigger device where I can do a little bit more concentrating and maybe even more focused in decision making, right? So engagement rate is what we're looking for. What's a good engagement rate? Between 60 and 75%. So this particular site has to work on their engagement. They're not giving things on their site that are keeping people on their site watching videos, downloading PDFs, or reading information that's helping getting them to consider and to convert, to actually do business with them. So the engagement rate is low, but now they can put that as one of their goals. Okay, we've got to get it to at least 60% so that we know first we're targeting the right people, we know who our best target audience is, and that we also have the content on the site, be it photos, video, or text. We have content that resonates with them, that really lets them know that we're here and we have the solution to what they need. All right, so what you can also look at is if you go down to monetization and you can go to the overview to see the overall monetization, but then you can go to e-commerce purchases and you can see what products are bringing in what revenue, and you can even look at the timeline. You can look at the last 28 days. You can look at even further than that. You can look at the whole year or year before. Now understand, Google Analytics 4 does not record any data from before it was attached to your site. So before you connected it or attached it to your site, that's the first day it's going to be able to pull data, not anything beforehand. That is different from Universal Analytics, so just that changed. Now you can go to the purchase journey. And when you go to the purchase journey, now you can see those rates that I was telling you about with the email marketing. You can see the abandon rate. So this is how many have just abandoned the site when it started. This is how you can see the abandonment rate when after they looked at a product. This is after they add to cart. So that means that's the cart abandonment rate, 47.5. Not bad. I try to keep my cart abandonment rate a little bit lower than that. And then of course, checkout abandonment rate, I try to keep it lower than 30%, because there means that people are not seeing what they need to pay or to trust when they pay. Okay, so those are some of the things that the data is telling you, and you have access to all of this for free with your actual Google Analytics account. Okay, so you can look at that, and we'll dive in deeper into different kind of reports. Again, when I do the make better business decisions with analytics, I'm happy to do that for you. So do let the partners know that invited you that you want me to come back to do this, and I'm happy to do that. So your next steps, all right, we've just spent 55 minutes together. And it's either to update your business profile, load those products up there, give those descriptions and those price ranges, respond to reviews, ask for reviews, use Pointy if you need to, really think about mobile, look at all your messaging that you're doing, and are you making it nice and easy to buy from you? We want people to buy from us all darn day long, right? So for you, what are you going to apply now? Remember what I said at the beginning? Knowledge is not powerful until it is applied. So what is it that you're going to take from our time here together today? Yes, CD, I'm glad you found that. Sorry, I didn't see your question ahead of time. Perfect. Thank you, CD, for sharing that with everybody. Offer free, quick view and tips of business owners' books. Perfect, Natasha. Perfect. All right. What else is everybody going to do? Love to hear it. If you want to share it in the chat box, let me know. Definitely, if you have any questions, connect with the Google partner that invited you. Thank you to our amazing Google partners for bringing me back every webinar Wednesday to help people make sure that they are getting the most out of all the free tools that they have available to them. Nothing crushes me more than hearing that somebody used an expensive paid for tool that was absolutely free through Google. So I want to make sure that you're getting the most and being able to be seen in Google search and maps. 125-star reviews, update your profile, be consistent. Perfect, everyone. Thank you. That's exciting to see. If you have any questions that I can answer, of course, your Google partners, remember, they're 100% free. Boots on the ground there, so they have the team. I'm just myself, and they also have all of the local shops, local vendors, and local suppliers. If I can assist you, if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me here. This is a membership that is paid, just so that you know, because what I do is I do actual video walkthroughs and everything specific to your needs. So this is very personalized support and help. And because I'm only one person, I do that here within our Market and Moments office hours community. So this free membership, not free membership, this paid membership is where I do that. We also have a free community that you can be a part of to actually get the weekly Google updates. So you're welcome to do that as well. Okay. So Lee, you'll actually get an email from me with the actual slides from today, the handout, and the replay, because you'll get the recording of today. And in that email, that'll be my email address. Just reply to that, okay? Once you get that. All right, if I've been helpful to you, let me model some great behavior for you. Once you've provided good service or good product, always ask for a review. They don't have to give it to you, but you're certainly honored, as I am, whenever I get a review. So I would love and be honored for your review. If you want to connect with me on socials, I love to have virtual gift dances to celebrate you actually applying what you learned and you seeing some success from that. So I love hearing the rest of the story. This is how you can connect with me. And as we go to Q&A, I stop